IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati alongside Commissioners Guliye and Molu have thanked the Kenyan people for the opportunity to serve in the commission. The commissioners, who successfully completed their 6-year tenure, noted the task at the commission as not for the faint-hearted, apart from advising their successors to distance themselves from political influence and hold firm to serving the Kenyan people. They were speaking in Nairobi on Monday during the launch of the post-election evaluation report of the 2022 general elections. The evaluation of the exercise calls for a candid examination and assessment of what worked and what did not work. It also gives the window to propose recommendations that will inform strategies to be employed in the next electoral cycle. Bushebi Jr. is on that story.
Outgoing Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati on Monday, January 16th, revealed the intricate details of the aftermath of the chaos at the Bomas of Kenya minutes after the results of the presidential election were announced.
It has been said that tomorrow is my last working day. This may not be my last function. I'm sure there's another function tomorrow somewhere.
Speaking during the launch of the post-election evaluation report, Chebukati affirmed that his commissioners went into hiding, prompting him to leave the premises and return to his house. He noted that for 3 days, he was on edge waiting to see if anybody paid him a visit.
They say we are the last three, the final three. They say 3 musketeers. And so they went inside there, but they are not telling me where I was.
While breathing a heavy sigh of relief, he affirmed that nobody came to his house.
Of course, I was in my house, taking my cups of tea and waiting if anybody is coming on the door. Of course, nobody came. To say thank you very much for honoring our invitation to come to this function. Indeed, you are all important actors in this process. And I know from the list of speakers, which is 22, I know the list could have been longer because you are all players in the electoral process. And this is a very, very important function.
To also thank the people of Kenya for the opportunity to serve them.
While making his final remarks, Commissioner Guliye painted a picture of the scene after the bombers' chaos, which prompted them to drop their security detail and travel to an unknown location.
I recall having been deserted midway on my way to Dubai to oversee the printing of the repeat election, presidential election ballot papers. My colleague deserted me midway somewhere. You also recall the clean slate slogan in the BBI, clean slate meaning clearing the entire IEBC commission. Of course, it didn't come to pass. You recall the bombers drama, and I wish to thank the bombers choir. Even when objects were flying left, right, center, some of those objects actually injured us physically. The choir kept on singing. I wish to thank them for that.
He affirmed that they were forced to switch off their phones and leave them in Bomas in fear of being tracked. He, however, expressed relief after affirming that Kenyans had maintained peace throughout the period.
After the Bomas' announcement of the results, I recall going into Siberia in my own country together with Commissioner Molu and CEO Marjan. We went into hiding We had to put off our phones, leave them in bombers, send away our security, and we rode in an hour to a unknown location. Our only contact to Kenya and the world was the television, just to check whether you were killing each other or you were celebrating. And after 3 days of hiding, we realized Kenyans had moved on, and we said we can no longer hide.
While reflecting on his 6-year tenure, he pointed out that he had done his work in accordance with his oath of office and did not have any apologies to make to his naysayers.
And as I leave, I have no apologies to make to anybody. I simply did my work in accordance with my oath of office that I took in January of 2017. And inevitably, we have to be replaced. And my word of advice to those who will be bearing the
commissioner also gave a word of advice to those tasked with the selection of new commissioners to choose wisely.
It's been 6 years full of trials and tribulations. Inevitably, we have to be replaced. And my word of advice to those who will be bearing the responsibility of replacing us with other Kenyans is that the IEBC office as chair or commissioners is not for the faint-hearted. Please choose commissioners wisely.
Parliament, as you vet commissioners, please ensure the commission is not populated by political stooges. This is a national commission. It is not a place for political rewards. Please take political reward elsewhere, not to the commission, because a weak IBC is unstable, will result into instability in the country. Our democratic space will shrink. It is likely it can collapse the country one day. It is very easy to collapse this country if IBC plays partisan politics. And Parliament as an oversight body, you have a main responsibility to ensure that do not happen.
Your feedback shall inform the electoral processes going forward. The Commission shall review Strategic Plan 2020-2024 and develop the 2027 Election Operations Plan based on the findings of the report. To fellow Kenyans and the international community, I thank you for formidable support you accorded the Commission. The Commission still yearns for your continued synergies for the greater good of the country.
Remember the people who actually do play a critical role to make this country the democracy that it is. And as we strive to do so, let us put a lot more effort to ensure that we are educating our masses towards the achievement of the 2/3 gender rule. Congratulations once again.
According to the report, police did not fire a single bullet or hurl tear gas canisters at anyone during the August 9th general elections.
In the same vein, we must appreciate the work of the IEBC, the work that the IEBC did in the last elections in conducting what will perhaps objectively go down in our history as one of the most credible and transparent general elections.
On their part, the European Union lauded the Independent and Electoral Commission IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati for a commendable job in conducting the August 9th general election. The IEBC chairperson and the two commissioners Boya Molu and Guliye are set to leave office on January 17th this year, 6 years after a 7-member team was sworn into office. Vice Chairperson Connie Katha Maina and Commissioners Roslyn Akombe, Paul Kurgat and Margaret Mwachanya, who were all sworn in with the other 3, quit after the 2017 general election. Equally, after the 2022 polls, Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera, Commissioners Francis Wanderi and Justice Nyang'aya quit, avoiding facing the Justice Agrim Chelule-led tribunal probing their conduct. The exit of Chebukati, Molu and Guliye is likely to affect the boundary review process that should be concluded next year, as Irene Masit is the only remaining commissioner on suspension and under probe. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambusha Junior.